Have you ever wondered how to gain more self-control and inner peace without giving in to impulses? The ancient Stoics left us powerful tools that help manage emotions, overcome difficulties, and find balance in life. In this video, we will explore the key principles of Stoicism that can change your perspective, from moderation to negative visualization. Are you ready to learn how these ideas can give you the inner freedom you seek? Then let's start with the first key. Key 1. Awareness of desires and impulses. Have you ever wondered where your desires and urges come from? Often, we act under the influence of momentary emotions, straying from our true goals. Instead of blindly following impulses, it is important to take time to reflect on them. This can significantly impact your decisions. This approach allows you to live more consciously and purposefully. The Stoics did not advocate suppressing desires but emphasized understanding them. They would ask themselves, does this bring me closer to a virtuous life or take me further away? By analyzing our impulses, we can align them with higher values and prevent emotions from weakening us. Epictetus said, "People are disturbed not by things, but by their opinions about things." The same applies to desires. It is not the longing itself that matters, but how we interpret it, and to what extent we let it control us. Becoming aware of our impulses helps us understand their nature and make decisions based on reason rather than fleeting emotions. Imagine facing a temptation that could distract you from something truly important. It might be an immediate desire that seems appealing now, but leads you away from your true values in the long run. Before acting, ask yourself, does this truly benefit me? By thinking this way, you can avoid actions that contradict your beliefs and choose a path that strengthens your character. Next time you feel a strong impulse, take a pause. Think about where it came from and ask yourself, will this truly lead to something valuable? This simple step will help you make conscious decisions and live more mindfully. Key 2. Conscious moderation. In today's world, we are constantly pushed to seek more pleasures, more success, more possessions. But what happens when this endless chase begins to consume us? The Stoics taught that true well-being is not found in excess, but in conscious moderation. Moderation is not merely restriction, but a tool for maintaining freedom and self-control. It helps us make balanced decisions and distinguish between what is truly necessary and what we can do without. Marcus Aurelius said, "Excess is contrary to nature." For the Stoics, moderation was a way to live more meaningfully, not a rejection of life's joys. By practicing moderation, we prevent our desires from controlling us. A conscious approach involves reflecting on our actions and choices daily. For example, when enjoying a delicious meal, it is important not to overeat, but to be aware of the moment, savoring the experience without harming oneself. Another example is the time spent on social media, TV series, or work. Conscious moderation in these areas means asking yourself, is this distracting me from what truly matters? Does this align with my values? This approach helps us regain control over our lives. By managing our reactions, we find balance. The Stoics taught not to fall into extremes, neither excessive emotions nor complete rejection of pleasures. Instead, they found a middle ground that allowed them to enjoy life without becoming its prisoner. Marcus Aurelius encouraged living in harmony with nature, which means knowing when to say enough. Next time you face the temptation of excess, ask yourself, do I really need more? Conscious moderation is not about limitation, but liberation. It is the ability to say no to the unnecessary, so you can say yes to what truly benefits you and brings balance to your life. Key 3. Negative visualization. Modern culture encourages optimism and positive thinking. But what if, instead of focusing only on the good, we also consider potential challenges? The Stoics practiced negative visualization, a method that helps mentally prepare for difficulties. This approach is not pessimistic. Rather, it provides a sense of control. Marcus Aurelius said, "Be ready for anything that may happen." The goal of this practice is not to attract problems, but to be prepared for them and adapt to circumstances. How does it work? We consciously imagine worst-case scenarios before important events. This reduces the fear of the unknown, one of the main sources of anxiety. When we plan ahead for how to handle difficulties, they no longer seem so intimidating. For example, If you have an important presentation coming up, instead of imagining only success, consider potential challenges. What if the technology fails? What if you get an unexpected question? By thinking through these scenarios in advance, you will be better prepared and remain calm in unexpected situations. The Stoics understood that life is full of unforeseen trials. We cannot control everything, but we can control our reactions. By imagining worst-case scenarios, we reduce anxiety and develop inner resilience. Next time you worry about uncertainty, ask yourself, what could go wrong? How would I handle it if it happened? Practicing this exercise strengthens your mind and prepares you for any surprises. Key 4. Developing self-discipline. Have you ever considered how small habits can significantly impact your life? According to Stoicism, self-discipline is the foundation for achieving important goals and protecting oneself from distractions. Epictetus said, "No man is free if he cannot command himself." Freedom begins with discipline. This is not about strict limitations, but about creating beneficial habits that guide us in the right direction. Self-discipline helps us balance short-term desires with long-term goals. Start small. Wake up at the same time each morning. Spend a few minutes meditating, or read 10 pages a day. These simple actions gradually strengthen your ability to control yourself. True self-discipline is not about drastic changes, but consistency. Small, conscious steps ultimately lead to significant transformations in life. Key 5. Focus on higher goals. In a world full of distractions and fleeting ambitions, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. However, the Stoics encourage us to look beyond and focus on higher values, those that benefit not just us, but extend beyond our daily concerns, connecting us to something greater. This could be the pursuit of virtue, personal growth, or working for the greater good. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do few things, but do them well." For the Stoics, higher goals meant prioritizing wisdom over pleasure, justice over personal gain, and moderation over instant gratification. These principles help us find deeper meaning in life and act with greater awareness. Chasing superficial goals, rewards, recognition, short-term pleasures may bring temporary satisfaction, but it fades quickly. In contrast, focusing on higher goals helps us maintain inner balance and make decisions that, while harder in the moment, bring long-term fulfillment. Key 6. Practice temporary abstinence. Modern society encourages instant gratification, but Stoic philosophy suggests a different path: deliberate abstinence. Seneca said, "It is when you give up pleasures that you may find yourself in front of them." Practicing temporary abstinence is not about depriving yourself of joy, but about training your character. It's a way to remind yourself that happiness does not depend on external things. For example, you could take a break from social media, your favorite foods, or entertainment. At first, it may seem difficult, but over time, you'll realize that you don't need constant stimulation to feel content. Key 7. Replace impulsiveness with inner dialogue. We have all made decisions driven by emotions that we later regretted. The Stoics teach that before acting, we should take a pause and ask ourselves, is this the right thing to do? Is this truly what I want to say or do? Epictetus advised, first learn the meaning of what you say, and then speak. By developing an inner dialogue, we allow reason to guide our decisions, rather than letting emotions take control. Next time you face an irritating situation, try analyzing your feelings before reacting. This will help you act more consciously and avoid mistakes. Key 8. Draw inspiration from the Stoics. How did the great thinkers of the past handle hardships? Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus not only taught the principles of self-control and virtue, but also lived by them. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Let the injustice of others not affect you. Your task is to focus on being just and virtuous yourself." Epictetus reminded us, we cannot choose our circumstances, but we can choose how we react to them. When facing challenges, ask yourself, how would Marcus Aurelius handle this? How would Epictetus respond? Reflecting on their experiences can help you act with wisdom. Key 9. Encourage and share self-control. Practicing self-control not only improves your life, but also influences those around you. Epictetus said, "No man is free if he cannot command himself." When you demonstrate composure in difficult situations, your example inspires others. Instead of imposing your views, show them through your actions. For example, if irritation is common in your environment, Try maintaining calm and patience. People will notice and may start to follow your lead. Key 10. Find freedom in self-limitation. We often think of freedom as the absence of restrictions, but the Stoics saw it differently. True freedom is control over one's desires. Epictetus warned, "Do you want to be free? Then stop being a slave to your desires." When we give in to impulses, we lose control over our lives. But when we consciously set limits, such as reducing social media usage or managing our spending, we gain the freedom to use our time and resources wisely. Imagine deciding to use your phone for only 1 hour a day. At first it may feel inconvenient, but soon you'll notice how much mental energy is freed up. This allows you to focus on truly meaningful things: communication, learning, creativity. Key 11. Find peace by accepting imperfection. In the pursuit of self-control, it is easy to fall into the trap of perfectionism. We strive to be flawless, but the Stoics remind us perfection is unattainable. Seneca said, "To err is human, but persistence in error is what causes harm." Self-control is not about being perfect, but about learning from mistakes and moving forward. Next time something goes wrong, ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? Accepting imperfection is the path to true inner peace. Remember, the goal is not perfection, but learning from mistakes and moving forward. Which of these principles are you ready to implement in your life? Let's discuss in the comments. And never forget, the true strength lies within you.